Okay, Thunder. Thank you. Thank you so much for this. Anyway, my name is Mercury Matthias. Matthias actually isn't my last name, but I don't go by my last name because I hate it. I don't really have a connection to it, so eventually I'm gonna change it. But for now, I just go by my first and middle names. I am 18 years old. I'm pansexual, and I'm also trans non-binary, which essentially I don't know the exact definition because every time I hear it from someone else it kind of changes, which basically means that I'm transitioning from from the gender or sex I was born as. So I also am non-binary, which means I don't consider myself, there was a bird that just flew through here. I don't consider myself male, female, or gender fluid. I say I'm not on the spectrum. So I'm just me. My pronouns are he or they. And my friends mostly call me he. Some of them call me they. Family still hasn't accepted the idea of me going by Mercury rather than my birth name. And they still call me like she and stuff like that, but what can you do? Well, in my situation, but hey, I'm fairly accepted, I want to say, in my family. Of course, there are things that they're probably not okay with, things that they are, things that they're just learning. Anyway, so before I get into my story of like how I knew I was non-binary or pansexual or anything with that, I asked my friends to pick a question from this list I sent them, and Jesus Christ, I'm getting... Alright, you know what? Hold up. There we go. That's a little better. I just put up an umbrella so I can stop getting sprayed in the face with water. So I asked them if they can pick a question each from a list of questions that I sent them. The first question was, if you were someone else, would you be friends with yourself? Boy, I don't even like myself. Why would I be friends with myself? And the second one was, what's the first thing you notice on a person? Definitely eyes, because as creepy as it sounds, I really like eyes. Like, eyes are fucking beautiful. Like, no matter the color or anything, they're just... whew. Oh, eyes. And then it's just... that sounded so creepy. I am sorry. And the third thing was, what are my favorite smells? My favorite smells would probably be pine. There's this cherry candle thing from, I don't know where from, but my mom has it. I don't know the exact smell of it. All I know is it's cherry. It smells amazing. So there's a candle. And probably after rain, which I'm getting enough rain right here, so. So those were the questions that my friends picked out for me to answer before I got into my little story. And the rain seems to be, well, it lightened up a lot, actually. So, on to my story, if you can call it that anyway. I would say I first found out about, like, gay and straight, like, maybe elementary school, mostly because, my sister, who I won't name just in case of anything, but, she was talking to my mother at one point, and I remember I was sick, so I had just taken NyQuil, and I was trying to go to sleep, and, I heard them talking and stuff, and I had no idea what they were talking about, so suddenly I just rolled around, and I think I mumbled something, and my sister just goes, I'm gay, I like women, I'm a lesbian, or something along those lines, and I'm just like, okay, so I roll back over and go to sleep. So that's when I first found out about that. That was basically my first introduction to it. And so for a while, I mean, I assumed I was straight. So for a while, I thought there was only like gay and straight, and I didn't really know many people who were gay or whatnot. And then in middle school, there was a girl in my class named Crystal, and there was another boy in my class named Sage, and he said he was gay, so he was like, I like men and whatnot, and like, I actually had a crush on him, knowing he was gay. Don't do it to yourself, kids. Don't do it. And Crystal said she was bisexual, I think, and I'm just like, what is that? There's more? How come no one told me this before? So, there was that, and like, I never really thought much of it, of really any LGBT stuff. And then freshman year of high school came, and finger in the shot. Freshman year of high school came, and I think that was the time I had a crush on a girl for the first time, I think. Her name was Lilia, and I didn't really understand anything. I became friends with a guy named Josh, and he was gay and telling me about certain things, and it's just like, oh, okay, those are things, and whatnot. I don't really remember, I just know he was explaining things to me. How many times in one sentence can I say things? But I met Josh, he was telling me stuff. Lilia, I don't really remember much except for I think she had crushes on both guys and girls, I'm not sure, but at the time I thought it was a girl, and I ended up having a crush on her, but I didn't really want to admit to anything of, like, I didn't want to say outright, like, oh yeah, I don't care, I like men, I like women, I don't know. Like, the first time I ever mentioned anything other than me being straight to a person, I said I was bisexual, but I leaned more toward girls. And he was just like, okay, whatever. We don't talk now, but so toward the end of the year and stuff, I'm with my group of friends, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm bisexual. And then I think one kid's like, so you like women, you're a lesbian. I'm like, I'm bisexual. And it was more because I was still unsure, so I said I was bi. And I mean, I think I stuck to that until I moved further upstate, and I met the group of friends I have now and stuff. And up here, which I'm not naming my location specifically, I met people who were bi, pan, gay, straight, everything. And then also I was introduced to transgendered people. Where was I? The rain lightened up, so I'm just gonna walk around. Right, I vaguely knew about transgender people in my freshman year. That was when I lived in Brooklyn. I don't currently live there anymore. And it was because I think I kind of was trying to do my own research into the community and whatnot, or different types of gender and sexuality, and I'm just like, oh, hey look, a YouTuber, Twin Fools. For those of you who don't know who Twin Fools is, he is a transgender cosplayer. He talks about his experience with certain things. I'm not sure if he's still updating on his channel. He might be, but I'm not sure. So, but yeah, basically, he was the first experience I had with figuring out what trans people were, because for a while I did think I was trans. Like, oh, wow, I didn't know people can actually do this. The swing set is all wet. So eventually I did more research and whatnot, but um, actually knowing trans people or whatnot. It was when I moved, and I have some good friends. And so basically all my friends now have something to do with the community. Like, they're part of the LGBT community to some extent. I think I know pretty much only like 3 straight people that I'm friends with right now. Like, before it was just like, everyone is straight, no one is gay, everyone is the gender they were born as. Suddenly, I explored, and now I have barely any straight friends. Which is pretty cool, actually, because it's like, I mean, living thinking I was straight for my whole life, and now suddenly I'm meeting people who are pretty much, to some extent, in the same boat as I am, and whatnot. But yeah, so I learned about like more gender and stuff when I moved up here, and I first, like, my first name when I was like, okay, I want to be, oh god, water. So when I was first trying to figure out my sexuality and gender and whatnot, I actually didn't go by Mercury at first. The first name I had chosen was Kai, actually, and that stuck for quite some time before I actually, because Kai was close to my birth name, so I'm just like, oh, people will have an easier time adjusting to that name. And I didn't really do much research for it or anything. Like, if people don't like my name, they don't have to. If they like my name, cool. Awesome, so do I. But it's the name I chose. It's the name I actually feel fits me the most. And I'm glad I chose it, so I feel like that's gonna stick for a long time. And actually, when I changed my name from Kai to Mercury, I thought my friends are gonna be like, oh god, no, not another name change. You can't do this to us. Please stop it, and whatnot. But instead, the only problem my friends had with it were my friends Cheyenne and Omar, that they're just like, great, now we gotta think of a new nickname for you. And they started listing off nicknames. Once I did, I found a name that fit me most, which was Mercury. Because it's so funny how the only problem they had with it was trying to find a new nickname for me. Because, like, one would call me Pi, P-A-I, when I was Kai, and then I forgot what the other one called me. But now they call me Curry and Mana and whatnot. Or Hermes. I'm looking at you, Cheyenne. So, now I feel like that name fits me most. And I have no regrets about it. So, yeah, that's my little introduction of me, I suppose. But, I'm sorry I'm so awkward. I'll try not to be in future videos, but I most likely will be still, unless I'm with my friends or something. And, thank you guys so much for watching this video. So, subscribe for more if you ever want to see, any other videos of me or my fellow admins on this account of our experiences and just our lives in general. And if you have any questions or comments, put them down below and I will try and get to them.